Okay. So, good morning. I have the pleasure to talk straight after my colleague from ESTEC, and what we would like to give a little bit more an overview of the PROAD, what it's doing, and some of the questions which has been raised will probably be also addressed. Here we, as already outlined by Claire, we are an entire team here for the PROAD. We also have a team at ESOC and also in Madrid. And it's not only Vincenze, but there are also more people involved in Madrid. So I give it on behalf of the PROAD team here. Now, some of the things looking similar, so therefore I skip, and therefore you have more time afterwards if you want to raise some questions. I would like to address one thing again. This is the topography, I would say, of the really the general interfaces we have from PROAD. And if you're looking, we have this, if it's working like that, yeah, we have the satellite. As Pierre already mentioned, we have industry, and right now, please have in mind, this is very unique, because this is, as already stated, end-to-end. That means the operation concept is also developed by our industry partner. And we, for instance, need therefore, from ourselves, to have a very clear understanding whether this is possible, but we need also from the community, via the working groups, input about feasibility, about constraints. So that there is an interaction already on a very early stage in order to make sure that what we intend to do, and not only on the requirements review, but later on, is really consistent and can be done by and supported by the community. Now, if you're going further down, we have, let's say, the DORIS was for the let's say, OpenS for the DORIS payload. We have direct interfaces to them, and we have the international geodetic community, IRS and the 4 geodetic services, and international geodetic organizations. They basically getting or providing us with this data, where they are the interface to the respective ground networks, which we really have then to ask for the data, and in some ways we have to coordinate them also, because some of the data we have on continuous base, some other data we have to organize respective, let's say, art or sessions. And so that everything is basically then coordinated in order to achieve what is our final objective as outlined by Pierre. Then we have the processing. We will receive all the data which we need, and then internally I will go into on a later stage how this looks like with the data flow. But essentially all the processing in the data archive and dissemination is done within PROAD. Again, this is something also we think is important, that the national community on the left-hand side has one interface, and this interface will be via our, let's say, data center in Madrid. This you have already seen, but just to highlight one point, this is the 4 colors here. Do we have it? Yeah, the 4 colors here, they stand, because this is a satellite and the 4 colors are for the 4 geodetic techniques. I say that therefore because it looks at the beginning very different. Now, this is the new thing, more stylish, but okay, so that everyone understands satellite and the 4 geodetic techniques. Now, I would like to make one point here. If we're going down, we're getting data from industry. One of the points is what kind of data we will release. First of all, we would like to make sure, also based on the input from our colleagues in the respective, let's say, working groups, that we're providing you, the scientific community, with the right data. Because one of the commitments is that we would like to engage you, as already said, as far as we can. Because it's international collaboration, which is depending on. So therefore, not only what is formats or so, this is a part of it, but also what data you need, and also when. So we had initially let's say we had provided some indication how we, from ESA side, is thinking, but we are really open for the discussions and inputs from the respective working groups. If you go in further down, as you have seen here, this is the navigation and support office at ESOC, and we already, this is an important part, this is not something new. We said that we use existing infrastructure, and please have in mind that we actually have established already this link. We're using it already in Madrid, and therefore we're extending it, yeah? Based also on, as I said, input from your side. And here on the very right-hand side, this is then the main interface from the Madrid to the data dissemination. Right now, if you're looking at the PROAD, what is actually PROAD generating? We have basically two different levels. One is that the precise orbit determination for Galileo and the GPS satellites. On the other side, the precise orbit determination for the Genesis satellite. And we also will provide in-orbit validation of the pre-launch calibrated spacetimes between the different geodetic payloads. And I think here, this is something where we really need to have interactions, how we're doing it, what data should be disseminated on that side. Yeah. And in addition to that, we have also very clearly stated that we are open for additional proposals. If, for instance, some other data which you consider as probably valuable, then we have to see whether we could provide that. So, if you're looking right now for the second, and this is something I would like to highlight, because these are the new, which we, on top of the, let's say, products, which we need to deliver for the mission. On top of that, we propose a couple of, let's say, combined solutions in order to foster and also to initiate new, probably potential activities, so that also based on the interaction and feedbacks from the respective working groups that we see whether there is an interest, and then, because some of these things can only be done jointly together with you. One of the things is the solution, I call it solution A. This is coherent processing of all 4 geodetic techniques in a single least square process, ideally on observation level. That would be a target here. And so that means using same models, same standards, same, let's say, respective constant values. So not having single, but in a coherent processing way. Then the solution B is the solution A, including the MEO satellites. So processing basically the MEOs together with the let's say, the coherent processing. And the solution C is on top, that we including the LEO satellites. That would be something which we have to consider, because please have in mind that so far GNSS or LEO satellites, the contribution towards ITRF is not existing. So therefore that would mean we have the opportunity really here to go and test and produce, even if not everything is perfect from the beginning, but to initiate new initiatives in order to improve our products. So these are a list of things we had in mind, and again, we are open for additional, especially with the including of the LEO satellites. We believe that this could be a really important contribution. So, with that, I simply would like to, this is just an addition. On top of the PROAD products, we also, from the Navigation Support Office, providing on a constant base the input or our contributions as an answer center to the 4 geodetic services, as we have done in the past. But as it is highlighted here, we have in the PROAD a very, let's say, good internal and external coordination to establish. And because this is right now the collaboration across ESA. So that means we have, this is for PROAD, yeah. On top of that, please have in mind that PROAD is an integral part of the project in order to support the project. And that means the interactions between the working groups, the international organizations, and the team, whether it's via us or whether it's via the project, via the former working groups, is of essence. And please have in mind, I think it's a new setup not only for you. for us it's also, let's say, important to find a good way to interact with you. And if there are at the beginning some, let's say, probably hiccups or misunderstandings, then I think it's really openness and transparency, it's the best. We do sometimes something wrong or communicate wrong, and in the same way we need to understand your needs. So we definitely don't want to lose you. I simply would like to highlight that, because sometimes our needs at the beginning, as I think Pierre very clearly highlighted, we have very soon a milestone with the industry. So therefore, you are not needed only for that period. We need you now, but for the entire mission, and let's say after that. So, and with that, I simply would like to come to the second last slide, and this is, I think, already, this was presented by Vincenzo. And on the right-hand side, you already see some of the ideas we have with respect to provide you with the information. This is just a setup which we came up, but again, this is, there is much more, and our intention is to clarify that. We give you ideas, and we're looking for feedback from you, so that we can process the things and proceed in line with your expectations. The last slide I would like to highlight again, I was saying it so often, the entire success of Genesis depends really on international cooperation, and therefore we definitely would like to thank you for the support you gave us in the past, especially also the office with the letters, which were very important for the really setup. And the next ministerial, we have ministerial where the budget is allocated, is coming up in 2025, and we're preparing that we're getting more money for that. So, thank you very much for your support.